Yeah, welcome to a quick tutorial in which I want to show you how to use the DocsAutomator integration in SmartSuite and generate professional documents from your SmartSuite data. SmartSuite is a powerful work management platform, and with the help of DocsAutomator, you can now generate virtually any document from your data inside of SmartSuite. Without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, let's first have a look at our data in SmartSuite. I've created this invoicing solution here for demo purposes. And in here we have an invoice record. DocsAutomator is use case agnostic, so you can use DocsAutomator for any use case, reports, contracts, certificates, whatever document you want to create. But for our demo purposes, I'm using an invoice because it shows the line items feature that DocsAutomator has. So basically adding related data, tabular data, to documents, and we see that later on. In here, in this record, I have a bunch of data, like the address of the client, and then an invoice date and an invoice number, and then also the mentioned line items, so for sample products, and then roll-ups for the subtotal and calculating the total. That's it for our data in SmartSuite. Let's go into DocsAutomator to set this up. Let me actually delete this. Let's start from scratch. If you create a new account, if you sign up, it looks pretty much like this. And you click on New Automation. You select SmartSuite as your data source. In my case, SmartSuite is already connected. You will have to go through a quick login flow. So there's going to be a button here where you add your SmartSuite credentials. And then we need to select a Google Doc template. So in DocsAutomator, document templates are declared in Google Docs. And I encourage you to check out our template gallery on our website, where you see templates for all sorts of use cases. In our case, we're interested in invoices, of course, and we want to use this modern blur invoice template, which gives us a professional looking layout. I already have that in my Google Drive. You will have to click on use this template or any other template that you want to use, and add it to your Google Drive first, of course. So I go and choose template, and then I type in modern blur. I actually want to use this copy here. And then we can expand this here and have a look at it. And we see DocsAutomator's template syntax. The template syntax basically is using double curly brackets. Double curly brackets for regular text placeholders, so you just give it a unique name inside of those double curly brackets. Here's an image placeholder, which is sort of a different type of placeholder. Gives you, when it comes to mapping data from SmartSuite, gives you a bit of different, gives you basically different field options. You then you're then able to map file fields from your table. So you use image underscore if you want to add images to your documents. And then if you want to add line items, you declare line items in a table row. So you have to add a table. And then in a row, you write line items 1, because this is the first one. You can have any number of line item tables in your document. Basically, you say line items 1. And then after this, in the same row, you add all the variables you need for your data on those line items. So if we jump back into SmartSuite quickly on our line items, we have these products. And the products have an amount and a unit price and a total. And I basically, in here, this is the name of the product. It's called description, but then we have amount, unit, and total. Let me save this. You, of course, can make changes to the template there. You can create a template from scratch, pick another different template from the template gallery. You adjust this to your use case. And then we click on Save and Continue, and we get to number 3, which is the data mapping, where we basically say where our data lives in SmartSuite and which data we want to use in order to generate documents. Click on Edit here and to expand 3. And the first thing is that I need to select the workspace. I have a workspace called DocsAutomator. Then we need to select the solution. The solution we're in is called Invoicing Solution. So I pick Invoicing Solution, and then we need to pick the table where the records that we want to print for live. In our case, that table is called Invoices. So I select Invoices. This we can leave empty, because this is going to be set in the native integration inside of SmartSuite automations, where we then tell DocsAutomator that a new document shall be created. So we keep this blank for now. And then we get to the mapping part. I use the map fields with AI feature here. Basically, AI just figures out the best fields according to the fields found in the SmartSuite table and the placeholder names. So this looks pretty good. I think we don't have a client number on here. Also no discount right now. So all of this we leave blank. Images is called images. Yeah, so this looks pretty decent already. So these are all our regular placeholders, basically non-line item placeholders. And then we get to the line item part. As we've seen before, we've added this one line items table, and we want to add all our line items from our on our invoice here. So we select the linked field, which is called line items. If we go into SmartSuite, we see this here. So this linked records field is called line items. And then we ignore grouping and auto number for now. Like, these are advanced features for line items, but then we get to mapping our fields. We can use AI again. Here we actually select from the fields inside of our line items table. So this now basically gives us the option to use these fields in here. This is of course not a main address, but we want to use the title here of the line item. The rest looks good, and then we can save this. DocsAutomator now allows you to generate a preview. So here we have a record picker on the right side, and we can basically select from any record that we have in our SmartSuite solution. We click on create preview, and then we just wait for the preview to generate. Now it's done. We can expand this, and there we go. We have all our data that we've mapped in here. We have 4 rows in our line items table for the 4 products that we've seen. Discount and shipping is empty because we didn't have fields for that. And then we see this image here being added. So you saw that there was an image placeholder, and that was mapped to a field called image and has DocsAutomator's logo in there right now, just for sample purposes, of course. This is this field here. And basically here you see DocsAutomator's logo, and this has been added their way. If you wanted to now make it smaller, you would find those options. Just to give you an example of more advanced features of DocsAutomator, you always have this settings icon here next to every variable. And then here you can basically set the width, and would set that, let's say, to 200 pixels. And then it would come out much smaller. Also, another feature, just to mention at this point, is basically you can condition remove rows here like discount and shipping. So if I would basically go in here and say delete paragraph row when empty, and I would say the same here on the discount variable, then these would now not be included because in the template they're declared as a table in the background, and just the entire row would be basically removed if it's empty, like it is in this case. Then we would save and continue, and we would generate a preview again. Yeah, a couple more options I want to show you. Number 4, basically, you set things like the image pre-processing quality, if you add a lot of images, how you want dates to be formatted, the time zone that times are in, etc., etc. So a couple more detailed settings here. Under point 5, we have a few things to do after documents are generated. For instance, saving a Google Doc. DocsAutomator allows you to continue editing documents after they're generated. So PDF is always generated, but additionally, the Google Doc is generated as well, which would then give you the option to store this in a field in SmartSuite, and basically you could then continue a already dynamically populated document inside of Google Doc. You can also define where in Google Drive this shall be stored. The PDF you can save in Google Drive as well. And a couple more things here, and a couple more options. Let me deselect this again, and let's now get to the last point, which is how to trigger document generations now from SmartSuite, because we're going to go back to SmartSuite now. As you can see here, there's a recommended method that I want to focus on now, which is basically using the native integration inside of SmartSuite automations. And we're going to go back now, and into our invoicing solution and we click here on automations and we say create my first automation. And basically for demo purposes, we selected trigger when a record matches conditions. I have created a field called create invoice, and when this is set to yes, then I want to create the PDF. Of course, this can be any trigger that runs the automation. Yeah, and then we select the DocsAutomator action here from the drop down all the way at the bottom. You see DocsAutomator generate PDF. We need to select an account where we add our, if we do this for the first time, our DocsAutomator credentials. So we have to add an API key here, which in your DocsAutomator account, you find here at the bottom, or if you go to settings, API key, that's where it is. And you can copy it from here and basically add it. Let's give this a name, DocsAutomator main, and then we connect this. Connecting this basically will, select this, there we go, will now give us the option to select our automation. In our case, invoices from SmartSuite is how this automation is now called. Let me go back, there we go. So this is called invoices from SmartSuite, and I've selected this here. And then we set a title for our PDF. So every PDF that is generated, what's the title of that? We use client name in our case, but we could use anything here from our table. And that's it. Basically, now we've given all the details that SmartSuite in this case needs in order to generate the documents via DocsAutomator with the settings that we've set here, where we, of course, earlier said which solution, which workspace, which solution, which table, and then also the mapping part. The last thing now is to actually store the generated PDF in our SmartSuite table. So we use an update record step. Invoices is correct, of course. And then we say which fields to update. I think there's a field called invoice PDF. There we go. And then the value is use data from action, generate PDF, exported PDF. There we go. And then we can save this. You want to switch this on? Yes, we do. Let's also give this a better, name. Let's call this generate invoices. I save this and now we can test it out. So I go here and I find actually clear all of these create invoice field, and then we are just interested in seeing the PDF appear. So now I would select this. In DocsAutomator, you can go into your run history, and then you would actually now see in a second that a new invoice is being created. There we go. So this is not pending. So DocsAutomator is still working on it. Once this is finished, we see a PDF appear here, basically in the same way that we've generated preview before. It's going to look exactly the same, just without watermarks. And then we refresh. Now it's done, shown by success. And also here in SmartSuite, we see now the finished PDF being generated. That's the entire flow. Of course, that only shows some of the features of DocsAutomator. There's a lot more, and I'll add more videos about this in the coming weeks, which you should find on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions about a use case, please reach out. And I hope this gave you sort of a bit of an overview of what DocsAutomator can do, how easy it is to create your first document. And then I can't wait to see what you do with it. For now, I wish you happy automating and speak to you soon.